Bada bing, bada boom.
Can't tell how my hair looks.
Can I have my cup over there?
There's only a little hair left in it.
What the hell happened to the lip?
I have no idea. I did not even touch it. I just moved it over to that other table. And forgot
Oh,
about it.
that's gonna kill my ears. Lord heavens.
Just know not to put your headphones on until like you sit down.
Yeah, that's true. Alright, well. Okay. Anything show.
Oh, I'm just going right into it. I haven't even opened this yet.
You have a
Not spawn. Yeah.
Not sponsored. Yeah. Anything can happen, anything's talked about. N-E. So, getting real quick into it, we figured out our draft lineup.
Yeah, finally.
Yep. So for anybody who gives a damn about our fantasy competition, yeah, we set up the lineup. It was posted on our Facebook page 2 nights ago, something like that.
Yep.
And let me see if I can.
I got it right here.
You got it right there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go ahead and list off number 1 to or 12 to 1, whatever, however you feel. Oh God. And go.
Anyway. And cut. First pick, Rodney. Some bitch.
Congratulations, by the way, to the West region, Hawaii. Yeah, the Hawaiianos won. So congratulations and be safe, all of those who, at least I don't know if you know anybody over there, but yeah, be safe. Hurricane is going through, so.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude, they got like 40 inches of rain in like an hour.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah, no thank you.
No.
Yeah, be safe. Then we got Luke number 2, Jack number 3, your champion with the 4th pick. Gabby number 5, Chris is 6, Isaiah 7, this fuckwitnut is 8, Sam gets 9, Javi 10, the other Nathan is 11, and 12th place is 10.
Cool.
That's our order.
That is our order.
Draft is next Sunday,
Yes.
and it's
Or
10
it is
a.m.
the-
Central Time.
the approaching Sunday. Yes, it is 10 a.m. Central Time. For those of our team members who are, or league members who are watching, don't get it confused. It is 10 a.m. So 11 a.m. Eastern, and that's what will show up on the fantasy website. But it is 10 a.m. Central Time.
Cool.
Yeah, so be ready. For the viewers, whoever gives a shit, we're gonna be, Nathan and I will be here live streaming our draft either on YouTube or the Facebook page, which we'll also put a link below in the description. But yeah, we'll be live streaming it so that everybody can have a little, I guess, something to watch on early Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little communal action.
Yep. It's gonna be cool. We take this seriously.
As the only champions, obviously we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suck
Come
it.
back. I guess real quick we'll talk about drink of the week. This is Larceny 92 proof straight bourbon whiskey. It's their very special small batch. Don't know what your knowledge is on bourbon whiskeys, but Buffalo Trace Distillery is by far the best distillery in the States.
Really?
Hands down. They make everything from Pappy Van Winkle, which like comes out once a year, Weller 12, which comes out maybe twice a year. Their brand, name bourbon Buffalo Trace is fantastic. Reason I bring those up, even though this is not from them,
I'm just really engaged and paying attention.
okay, is because Fitzpatrick, who is the or I'm sorry, Wolf. It's Gerald. I apologize. John Fitzgerald, who is the founder of this bourbon, actually used to work at the Buffalo Trace Distillery like so many years ago, and had the keys to the Pappy Van Winkle warehouse where they make it and store it and everything. So he learned the bourbon batch for that, remade it into a, I believe this is a younger aged version of it, essentially, and so it's called Larceny, for like a Grand Larceny. But it's just kind of a, yeah, no, so I mean, it's a play on words, but you know, they're all cool and everything, and they do, I think, on their box at least, they make or give ode to like Buffalo Trace and the Pappy Van Winkle brand. But fantastic bottle. It's got like 90-point rating. Might be wrong, but it is for people who are interested in Pappy Van Winkle mashes, but will probably never be able to try it in their life because last year we got one bottle and it sold off to somebody else. Not at a bad price though, but still did sell off. So yeah, anybody who's interested in that, find it at your local liquor store, or if you're out of Texas, maybe grocery store, because TABC.
Blue laws. Fuck 'em.
Or thank you TABC, because we don't want to be blackballed or blacklisted.
Us?
Yeah.
For what?
I don't know.
I don't work for TABC anymore. I used to have a TABC license when I did my alcohol job.
Really?
Yeah.
I had no idea.
I think I did. I could be wrong. That job was kind of shady.
So,
oh, fuck you, that sound. God damn it.
So, I don't think this is gonna work.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a pointless thing. It's just gonna make things more, spill more. And do it right over your dick.
Ah!
I didn't think it was actually gonna spill. I'm sorry.
You son of a bitch.
It's fine. I haven't been taking this segment seriously at all. You'll see in the edit.
You son of a bitch.
Ooh. Here's. Oh, that got everywhere.
Yeah, it did.
So that's coming out of Peter's pants. Ugh. You do not know where that's come. It's been this last week.
It's okay. It's clean now.
It's like a cat. Your bristled tongue running over.
Oh god. Gross. So, sticking to the, I mean, not get on Facebook. Sticking to, football.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking lost my train of thought. Playoffs.
So how does our playoff system work again? Is it the winners of each division and then the best teams after that are the ones that make it in?
It is the winners of each conference.
Whatever.
Yeah. And then yeah, it's just after that it's the best records. So we don't play by NFL rules where it's like, well, no, it's like the top two of each division, because that's complete bullshit. Because then, like last year, we could have had like a fucking 7 and something team in there,
like the Panthers, and the Seahawks have in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Pissed me off each time.
Mm-hmm. So, no, it is top two in each conference, and then after that, it's best records. So.
Why is my division like the people who have done like the best in the past, and yours is like
really
all the scrubs? Just kidding. Y'all are okay.
I just randomized the draft or the leagues this morning.
Well, it's like in my division, it's like me, Isaiah, and Sam are at the top, or just like all right after each other. It's like, oh, that's great.
Uh-oh. Why? See, I've been having problems with this.
You can look at it. Right?
Yeah, I know, but I've not been able to log into my thing.
Well, that's unfortunate for your draft.
Yes.
Are you on my Wi-Fi yet?
No.
That might help if you're on my Wi-Fi.
But it's always happened like this. Like, I just haven't been able to.
I'm just trying to help.
I'm sorry.
You don't need to give me shit. Yeah. Have you done the equivalent of turning it off and on again? Like logged out and logged back in?
I don't know how to do that.
So, go to your homepage. And then you see the little gear at the top right?
Oh, okay.
It's your settings on the bottom and it's log out. Do you remember your password?
It's Facebook. It's with Facebook. So, predictions.
Yeah, predictions. The whole point of what we're getting ready to talk about.
Yeah, I'm in.
You're in?
Yeah.
Nice.
So, man.
The thing is, I don't really remember how well people in your division did last year. So, my instinct is just to say you're probably going to win your division. And obviously, I'm going to win my division as ranking champion. And then it's just going to be up to everybody else to fuck around. Are we doing that bullshit one game playoff again?
Yeah. Wild card.
It pissed me off so much last year.
You won. Who cares?
I mean, yeah, I won. I overcame.
Man. See, in my division, wow, holy shit. Yeah, I probably need to redo some of these teams. Dude, you got everybody who has either participated in a championship or made the playoffs in the last years.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I need
it
to.
looks a little stacked in my
Wow. I need to.
It's
go
essentially
in
like
this.
the West in our league is essentially like the NFC East and you're the AFC East. Where it's like there's just like the Patriots and everybody else, and then like in my thing it's like everybody is gonna be like in a dogfight.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck. Yeah, so for everybody's reference, it's me, then Gabe, who had like a good season, I think last year. He had like an okay
other
season.
people's records.
Jack, who didn't make the playoffs. Javi, who, well, I mean, yeah. After that, it's Javi, the other Nathan, and Luke, who were just, I think, the bottom three. Then it's Nathan, Isaiah, who was in the championship with him.
Yeah.
Sam, who placed third.
Who's like always in the hunt.
Yeah, Chris, who I made it to playoffs, I believe. Then Rodney, who missed playoffs barely, didn't have as bad. Yeah, he didn't have as bad a season. And then of course Tim, who was in the championship 2 years ago and made the playoffs last year. So and well, in my division, Gabe was in the wild card with you. So
okay,
yeah, okay, so but it's still playoffs.
Oh,
so
that makes it okay.
Yeah, right. I got a playoff guy.
I mean, it's fantasy, so like it all just depends on your year because it's like one injury to a top like 5 guy on your team is gonna fuck your season.
Oh yeah, Javi
So it could happen. Like anything can happen.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of funny the way the divisions are lined up right now, but it's not like a crisis.
And I'm not gonna keep him like this. That's a little. Lord have mercy. Yeah, that's a little stacked.
So since you're in the process of fixing that injustice, can you also, for the love of Christ, fix that bullshit kicker rule that you've had this entire time that's stolen games for you and helped you win?
What? No.
Our first 2 matchups, you won because of your kicker loses points for missing field goals.
Look.
And I went from like being tied to you to going behind, or I was like ahead of you and then like lost 2 points and I fucking lost the game.
No.
And it's a bullshit rule, and I'm so fucking tired of it.
Look.
Because it doesn't make any sense.
Of course it does. If a quarterback throws an interception,
Even if your kick's blocked, you lose the points. That's not your kicker's fault.
Sometimes an interception isn't the quarterback's fault.
They're two different things.
No.
A quarterback doesn't lose points for an incomplete pass.
And a kicker has the capability of making so much more points in in one play because
not all true.
Dude, all you gotta do is kick a fucking solid 40-yarder and that's like 4 points.
Yeah, and you can throw like a 50-yard touchdown pass and that's 8 or 9 points.
It's half a point.
Yeah. That's
Well,
more.
fuck you, Nathan.
Your rules
Look, kickers don't play that much,
People
man.
on the internet rally against this fucker and that dumbass rule because it's been a plague on our league for 3 years that keeps him in power.
No.
We need to seize the means of
I
production.
lost the championship last year. I didn't even
We
play
need to become a communist nation and to overthrow
So
our
I
czar.
had a disagreement with my cousin yesterday.
Okay.
Who, not Mac, but his older brother,
Okay.
who was in our league the first year.
Okay.
Dan. He was like, I'm never coming back to the league unless Leon's not commissioner. And I was like, why? And he was like, because it's corrupt. And I was like, I didn't win last year.
Thank you for bringing another example into why you're so evil.
I didn't win.
Yeah, to throw us off your scent, man.
Dude,
You've admitted that you
first of
can
all, I
change
didn't even-
scores. You can.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
Win.
I might have imagined it, but it's
You
just as
imagine.
valid.
No, it's not. If you
You
imagine.
can't prove it didn't happen.
Yes, it can. And for in my defense, again, Sam did mention how, because I got in a disagreement with Gabe the other day, or before Sam left to school, and I was like, dude, no, I'm not. And Gabe's like, yeah, he did. You fucked me over. And I was like, no. And first off, he's talking about a game that happened in like week 4, 2 years ago. And Sam did research, as you should, and found out that if I were to change rosters or switch things up in the middle of a game, everybody can and would see it on the status list. Like, you know how you see.
Well, that has been a
drops
problem with
everybody?
ESPN where they'll just like fuck with your schedule
Yeah.
like randomly
Yeah.
for no reason.
Exactly.
Like I've had guys in the middle of their games be switched,
Yeah.
and that's just ESPN.
Yeah. So,
But that rule is your fault.
hey man,
You've had the ability to change it for 3 years.
the
I
rule,
feel like
first off,
as
that rule
champion-
also happened.
As champion, I'll bring the belt over if I need to. I
It's
should
not
have
gonna
used some power
It's not
to
gonna help.
fix this cruel and unusual punishment and fix this rule. Because it's horseshit.
Oops, I closed it. As commissioner,
Spell commissioner.
fuck you. COMMI. That's SION. Commissioner. Right. COMMI.
Commission you. You got to smell it, you
Look,
can't have the job.
Can you
spell
spell-
champion? NATHAN.
Look. Fuck you. So, I'm talking with my cousins and Nathan the other day.
Yeah.
Or actually yesterday was when all this was going on. And in between our argument, like, Nathan's like sending us messages and he's like, guys, remember to join the league. And I'm like, what? I was like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? He's like, oh, Emmy, we have another league going on. I was like, nice. I was like, you wanna, like, if you need another person, I'll join. He's like, no, we don't want you. I was like, why? He was like, because we're a league of scrubs and we don't need you intruding on us.
That's funny.
So, yeah. Fuck. I was gonna say something about the Eagles. I forgot.
Okay.
It wasn't a negative or a smart ass thing, but
Just a smooth transition away, a nice pivot from the attack on you to like, hey, let's talk about the Eagles.
Look, Nathan.
I know this is all gonna be lost in the edit, but just like our league, you edit this, so
It's good. It's good. It's good. Look, man. Look. Look. I'm not perfect.
is it
But
a thought?
I mean, I'm not. But I am not corrupt.
You even said it with a straight face. It's impressive.
Look, man.
I mean, what would we even bribe you with?
Whoa!
No.
Oh, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. And I have texts. And I have texts.
Okay, about what?
Pulling a fucking Trump here, pulling out the old emails.
You still have to find those fucking emails that Hillary Clinton deleted.
Yeah.
Lock her up, right?
Demonetized.
Alex Jones.
Oh, God.
Just cut in right there, like the gif of him with the fidget spinner and his shirt open. Have you not seen that?
No.
Oh my god, now it has to be in the edit. It's amazing. Keep going. I'm gonna
So in my defense, in our discussion yesterday with my cousins, they're like, I mean, you can't like you can't deny it, you're like corrupt, and I'm like, dude, of course I can deny it because I'm not corrupt. And then my cousin went on by like talking about like bullshit things and whatnot, but I was like, dude, I remember when it was semi-finals
Mm-hmm.
and playoffs, and it was like the championship round, and it was him versus Sam and me versus Javi, and I beat Javi, got into the championship.
Mm-hmm.
And my cousin Danny was losing. And he was like, hey, why don't you fix my roster? Because if you switch so-and-so out and so-and-so, then I can beat Sam and we can make it just a family championship. I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And that's knowing that I would have hands down beaten Danny because I had a completely better roster than he did. And I denied it. I denied corruption.
Sounds like fake news to me.
Fuck you, Nick.
But here's the gift.
What? What? Lord have mercy.
Yep.
Lord have mercy. So,
Yeah, back to things that are positive. So what about the Eagles? Because there hasn't been much other than just like quarterback stuff that's been happening.
yeah, so Wentz is your starter going in?
Probably not. I mean, he's not on the PUP list, thankfully. But what it seems like is, unless Foles' shoulder keeps being a problem, it's going to be at least week 1 Foles. And just give Wentz that extra week to make sure he's 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll come in either week 2 or at the latest week 3.
Okay.
But I mean, there have been a lot of injuries with the Eagles.
Really?
I mean, like Alshon's on the PUP list.
Really? I didn't
So
know
that's like
that.
6 games. You don't have Alshon.
Ooh. I mean, who are your other receivers though?
Mike Wallace.
Oh yeah.
Zach Ertz.
And then
And then our stable of running backs of like 5 guys. And Nelson Aguilar, who bless him for what he did last year. But that year that he had last year is not who Nelson Aguilar is. He showed us who he was for the 3 years before that, where he like would lead the league in drop passes and just like choke so hard. Wentz elevated him to a level that he will never see again. And I say that as a strong Eagles fan. I want Nelson Aguilar to be great because we need a strong, like, 2-3 wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
But last year that was the ceiling for him. He cannot stay there and he will not surpass that unless Wentz forces him to. But I just don't see it happening.
So,
which is why I'm glad we have Mike Wallace.
Yeah, no.
So we just have a fucking burner on our team.
Exactly. So I was asking my family, and I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
But about a obviously superior and better team.
The Chargers.
I hate you. What do you think your record's gonna be?
In fantasy?
No.
Or the Eagles?
Eagles.
I don't know. We're going to be like hit in the mouth pretty hard at the beginning of the season. And we're going to be coming back from injuries. But it's going to be hard. And we have the number one schedule, or whatever the rankings are.
The toughest? Really?
Well, not like the number one, but because we're like division champions and Super Bowl champions, like you get harder schedules.
Really?
Yeah, that's how that works. Is like the worse you are, the easier your schedule is.
That is not how it works.
Yeah, that is.
No, because last year,
that's why
the Patriots had the easiest schedule in the league.
No.
Yes. I'm telling you that.
Well, that's in part because of their division lowers it for them. Because their
Still
division
though,
is full of.
I mean, even then though, like that's
6 games.
Yeah, but
that's over a third of your season.
Man, yeah, I just don't believe that that's how the way it works. But okay.
I mean, it's not obviously like. It's not an exact science in like how you rank it because there is like an already predetermined sort of cycle of who you play.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on like when, where you play certain teams, and then there's like the extra games that aren't division matchups that play into that.
Yeah. Okay.
And I mean, like the Eagles are playing Falcons first, and then I think we play the Rams in LA.
Mm-mm. So here's the schedule, and we can go by.
We play the Vikings. Like we play a lot of people who were.
Yeah. So here's the schedule that we can go just real quick. Like,
yeah, go down.
Lost. So Eagles, Falcons.
They're gonna win it. It's at home. Only like 2 teams have lost after winning the Super Bowl in like the past like 15, 20 years.
Huh.
So odds are they're gonna win.
Buccaneers
Gonna win
at
that.
Tampa. Colts at Philly.
Gonna win that.
At Tennessee.
Gonna win that.
At home against the Vikings. That's gonna be the brawler.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Cause the good thing is we've played Kirk Cousins so many times, so we know what he is. We know who he is. Yeah. I mean, I feel like we're gonna win that. It's gonna be one of the harder ones, but we're gonna win that.
So at New York for the Giants.
I mean, those are always up in the air, but
I
unless
think you'll win one
Saquon is as
and
godly as we like he's being hyped up to be, I think that's at the Meadowlands.
Yeah.
It's weird. I feel like with the Eagles Giants, we always win on each other's like home turf. So I think we'll win the Meadowlands one, but we might lose at home.
Okay. Then you're at home against the Panthers.
We're gonna beat that. Kevin sucks.
This is, I think, one of the more interesting games of the year, and just because of like the generation time and like young teams, Eagles at Jacksonville.
Yeah, that can go either way. That defense, if it's anything like it was last year, is fucking scary.
Yeah. Then you're at home against the Cowboys.
We'll win that.
At New Orleans.
Ooh.
I don't think that defense is as good.
I mean, I hate betting against Drew Brees. Because, I mean, he can fucking do it, man.
Yeah.
But I'll just, I mean, I don't know. I'll just be positive and say I'll win that.
At home against the Giants. So we said you probably
They'll probably lose that one.
At home against Washington.
We'll win that because Washington has literally nothing going for them.
At Dallas.
We'll win that.
At LA. That is
Yeah.
also an interesting one.
And you're talking about the Rams, not the Chargers, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right. I forgot about that.
Because we have 2 teams for no reason in LA.
3.
What's the third team?
Oh, no. Never mind. Oakland.
They're in Oakland.
Yeah, sorry.
They're going to move to Vegas.
Yeah, that's why I got confused for a second. Never mind.
That can do anything because, I mean, obviously I think the Eagles are going to win again, the NFC.
Mhm.
But if it's going to be anybody else, it's going to be the fucking Rams.
Yeah.
Because they were already so great. Sean McVay is so great. And then they added so much talent in the free agency.
Dude, defense, they got Sue.
Didn't they get like 2 of the top 3 free agent corners?
Yeah, because
At
they got
least?
Sue, they got Talib, or they traded for Talib.
Fuck, I forgot about Talib.
I know, dude.
Damn it.
I know. And they traded for the Kansas City Chiefs corner. I fucking forgot his name. I don't know how I forgot his name.
Yeah, so we get to have shutdown corners and then like Sue and Aaron Donald coming at me.
Yeah,
Great.
exactly. Then you're at home against the Texans.
We'll probably win because by then Deshaun Watson and JJ Watt will be hurt again.
God.
It's just true. It's just true. As sad as it is, because I want the Texans to be good.
Yeah.
I've wanted them to be good since they were stuck with David Carr,
Mhm.
but they just can't.
And then you're at Washington.
Oh, that was our closer?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So
You might win that just because of you, or you might lose that just because you're
We'll be
sitting
resting people.
Yeah.
we'll probably be. I haven't been keeping good tally, but we'll probably be like 12-4.
Yeah, I was just about
12
to say
4 or like
'cause
11
you're,
and 5.
You're realistically your possible losses are going to be at Washington because of again people are resting. LA because again at that point that's going to be a brawl because that game is going to be a lot of deciding of the first and second seeds.
Yeah.
So it's going to be close, but realistically, that if you lose one, that would be one. The home at with the Giants and then maybe the Saints.
Yeah, we'll probably be 4-2 in division, and then that Rams and Saints games, and maybe the Vikings game are going to be hard. But we'll probably beat the Vikings. But this being in LA and in New Orleans is going to be tough.
Yeah.
And then everybody we're playing in the AFC South is dog shit. So we're going to be fine.
Oh, well, except for Jackson.
I fucking forgot that.
Yeah. So maybe
That's
11 and 5, 12 and 4.
Either way, that's at least like a number
seed.
3
Yeah,
seed.
second, third. I don't.
We're going to get a home game.
Yeah. I don't think y'all take a big step back.
I mean, we lost a lot of players, and we have a lot of injuries at the start of the season.
You keep saying that, though.
Like I'm just being like realistic about it. I'm not saying it's gonna be a problem because
who'd
the
you
entire.
lose?
Well, I mean, we lost Blunt, we lost Trey Burton, who is part of the Philly Special. We lost. I think we lost like a couple linebackers. I don't know. I went through the list recently, and I'm forgetting it right now. Must have. I could find the list later, but I mean, we lost like a number of guys, and we have some injuries. So like, I just think that. There might be a little bit of hiccup at the beginning, but with the mentality the Eagles had last year of like, we kept losing all of our stars, and it was so much of a next man up mentality.
Fucking blue collar, dude.
Yeah.
Blue collar work ethic.
And I feel like Doug Peterson has all of the team like, in like the palm of his hand. Like,
yeah.
they believe in him so much
Yeah.
that he'll be able to carry it.
With the Eagles, though, the reason I don't think y'all take a step back is because you win. You lost some people, sure, but then you still have a returning rookie running back who's learning, Jay Ajayi, who's not necessarily too bad. And we saw the power that he can be if you put him in the right system. You lost Torrey Smith, sure, but then you get Mike Wallace. You lose. I think they lost somebody on the defensive line, but then you get Haloti Nada. You, I think, lost like a third, like a nickelback or something, but then you went and you traded for the Panthers' star cornerback. So you see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't think y'all did too bad this offseason. And then of course, there you go. And then you get Darren Sproles back, who's at least gonna relieve some kind of space. Hey, he's gonna give some levity there.
I'm just so worried for him.
Then you get, of course, Carson.
He exploded last year.
I know.
He lost like 2 legs and an arm in one play, and it like his hip. Like it was.
Ooh. I don't foresee y'all taking as big a step back as you think. Now, getting to some fun news.
I'll find this list later. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Did you see the Broncos signed Adam Pac-Man Jones?
Why?
Dude, because he's fucking good.
Still?
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably ripped from prison, but...
Actually, so that airport fight was...
Oh, yeah.
Dude, that wasn't his fault. And you saw that...
No, like, you watch the whole video, it's not him.
Yeah.
He's, like, just defending himself because this guy's being a total piece of shit.
Yeah.
And it's like, why? It's Adam Pac-Man Jones.
Yeah.
You're in an airport, but he probably has a weapon. Like,
well, no, that's the thing. He didn't have a weapon, and
I mean, that should be your thought process.
Yeah,
what
but
it is.
Well, so apparently the guy was just like being a jackass to him, and then here's the thing. It's a 3 whammy thing against the guy who like started it all. First off, you're the like instigator here. This is your fault.
Yeah.
Secondly, you should have seen that guy. He's like considerably bigger than Jones was.
Yeah.
And he got his ass whipped.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're bigger and you got your ass whipped. Like, fuck, dude. Like, come on. And then finally, like after all of that, getting your ass whipped, being blamed as the negotiator, you're going to jail for like a while because
you don't
Jones
fight in an airport.
Yeah.
There's so much security and they're so paranoid about everything. Everything you do there is like ratcheted up. It's like speeding in a school zone. Like it's 10 times worse than doing it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like you don't do that in an airport.
Yeah. So we got Jones. He's gonna be a solid
Like
player.
punt returner and like some.
He'll be like a corner. He'll be like a nickel, something like that. Yeah.
Back.
Nickel dime situational. I don't foresee him starting over Roby. Roby's been there for a long time. I'm concerned about Roby because he's been solid as a nickel, but I never really saw him as a like household name shutdown corner.
Yeah.
We'll see about that, obviously. But I just don't think Vance Joseph has it in him to bench Roby in favor of Jones.
How is Vance Joseph viewed by like fans and like obviously we don't really know what the locker room thinks, but what's his perception?
Here's the thing. So I think it's similar to like a Charlie Strong thing. People got a taste of greatness, don't want to lose it, and this new guy just got thrown into the mix. Now granted, obviously, Vance Joseph's situation was a lot better than Charlie Strong's situation.
I still feel bad for Charlie. He got fucked so hard by those dick bags.
I know.
The UT alumni.
Yeah. And it's even more of a slap in the face to have Mac Brown still hanging around and lingering
Why
there.
is he there?
He's like president of
when you
football
graduate
operations.
from high school and you're still hanging around your college.
Yeah, and you're still like hitting on the freshman, incoming freshman. Anyways, so
both freshmen, it's fine. No, you're 19.
Oh god, yeah. For sure.
Nick Brown, just go away.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you did, but just go away.
Yeah.
Those fucking billboards that they got for him when he left.
Oh,
you remember those?
No, I don't.
There were like 4 of them around Austin, and they're just like giant billboards of like his face, or like him like clapping with the headset on, and next to it is this like class act, or like our guy, or just like stupid shit like that. It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Mac Brown slept rocked for the last 3 years, fucked our recruitment, and he just was there collecting checks for a while.
Yeah.
He like
For sure.
ESPN got rid of him, and they held on to people for a while before they started firing everybody. But back then, it was like, come on, you can't even cut it at ESPN.
Yeah,
and you're
that's true.
Like have a championship to your name, like get it together, bro.
Yeah. No, I mean, here's the thing. I like Vance Joseph. I think there's a lot of potential there. I think it's going to burst out this year. We're going to finally see him with a solid quarterback at least. I think that's what also kind of played into last year was that we were so... The quarterback position was just so unknown. Mm-hmm. We didn't know what the hell was going on. We were hoping that Simeon was like the Tony Romo, like undrafted draft pick and was like at least a solid, like gonna make Pro Bowl every year kind of guy. Obviously we saw how that fell apart. I don't think there needs to be any kind of like continuation of see, I forgot his name already. The Paxton Lynch like experiment. I don't think that needs to continue happening. Yeah,
so fast. The guy, I forget the name. Who's your third string quarterback?
It's fuck. I want to say Chase Daniels, but that's not it. He's the Mizzou guy.
But he was.
The Ole Miss guy.
What I think is because he was Mr. Irrelevant, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was Mr.
And he's like actually sort of showing up, which like you never see from like he gets like the jersey and it's like, oh, that's funny, you're Mr. Irrelevant, but like he's actually shown some stuff in the preseason.
Yeah, here's the thing.
He's better than Paxton.
Yeah. No, I knew he was better than Paxton a while back because of the records. So, Paxton Lynch was just like this guy who kind of fit the Brock Osweiler stature. And because of the system, Brock kind of worked out for it. But, I mean, fuck, I forgot. Chad Kelly, there you go.
Chad Kelly.
Yeah. So he.
I knew it was swag something.
And he made it. I mean, he was a damn good like Ole Miss player. And they're in the SEC, right? Yeah. Yeah. So like he was really good in the SEC. He was really good with Ole Miss. Like tore it up. I liked him as a college quarterback. I thought he was going to be pretty good in the NFL, like a solid backup. I don't think he'll ever be our starter.
But I mean, having a solid backup
is just
very important.
Yeah.
And he's shown it there. And you've had so long.
Oh, you know what a good, solid backup quarterback looks like.
Oh, you mean Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles?
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I don't... Yeah, I like Chad Kelly. I've always liked him a little bit more than Paxton Lynch, but I knew because of where you drafted Lynch, you just had to go with him.
Yeah.
I mean...
You had to give him the time.
Yeah. But we're 3 years in. They have been talking about ravenously how bad he looks in practice.
Like, he couldn't separate from, like, Simeon and Osweiler.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there was no... I don't know what it is with him, but, like, if you can't separate from those guys and you're drafted where he was, like, it's not going to work.
Yeah. So we'll have to see how that plays out. I think, so to actually give you a response, I like Vance Joseph. Obviously living in Austin, there's not too many, like, I guess, Bronco people and everything. The few folks who I do know, they like him. I think it is something that, again, it's a quarterback situation. We need to, like, stop making the defense feel like they have to overcompensate, which is, I think, ultimately what ended up happening last year a lot. But, I like Joseph. The year prior that he was with the Dolphins, their defense was, like, top 5. He was with the Bengals for a while when their defense was, like, top 5. So, and he had a lot of say in who they drafted, evidently, and who they brought in. He was one of the reasons why Pac-Man Jones ended up, like, developing into the way he did. He was one of the people who drafted Vontaze Burfict. And though he's like extremely, suspect in a lot of plays that he makes, he is a fantastic linebacker.
Yeah.
He had D'Amato Pico for a long time, who's one of the Broncos' defensive linemen now, and he's like one of the best defensive tackles in the leagues too at that time too. So, he's got a name and he's got,
he has a history of success.
Defensive success. So I like his defensive mind. I hope we can get it together on offense this year. We'll see how it plays out.
Yeah, that's good. As long as people like Hugh Jackson and Marvin Lewis still get jobs, I think Vance Joseph's gonna be fine.
Yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully so.
So hasn't Marvin Lewis been like the coach for like 17 years?
Yeah, he is the most veteran coach besides Belichick.
Which makes no sense because they've never won a playoff game with him.
Yeah,
They've been to the
Jason
playoffs
Garrett.
like twice.
Just like Jason Garrett.
But he's only been around for like 8 years.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Yeah. No.
Who was the coach before him? Was it Phillips?
Yeah, Wade Phillips. Yeah.
God, fuck the Cowboys.
So our schedule this year looks like Seahawks week 1, which I think is going to be
At Seattle?
No, Mile High.
Okay.
So that one may play out in our favor. That defense is not the same.
Has Earl Thomas like shown up to training camps yet?
I don't know.
Because he's not happy.
No,
he's not been happy for months.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's shown up yet.
Yeah. We got the Raiders at Mile High.
You'll beat the Raiders. The Raiders could easily go like 1-15 this year.
Yeah. Then the Ravens at M&T Bank Stadium. That's going to be interesting. I don't think that defense is as good, though.
Mm-hmm.
So,
the only thing is, this is the only times Joe Flacco has ever shown elite quarterback play is when his job is on the line.
yeah.
Whether it's a contract or now where there's a first round pick right behind him.
Yeah.
So this could be like one of 4 years where Joe Flacco is going to be like, it's going to show up as like a top 10 quarterback. So that could be the only thing, but it's not like he has a bunch of weapons to play with. So
that's true. Then we're at home against the Chiefs. That's going to be interesting. I don't know.
I don't believe in Patrick Mahomes.
Really?
Because, like, for me, just a telltale sign, I feel like I've said this on the pod before, but like a telltale sign of like a quarterback is not going to work out is when they talk about his arm strength and like how far he can throw it. And they're talking, like, that's all I hear about is Patrick Mahomes is, oh my God, he can throw it farther than you've ever seen a person throw a ball before. And it's like, cool.
And that's all
Can
that
he do
Texas Tech is.
95% of the other things that a quarterback needs to do?
Yeah.
Like, the only thing that he has going for him is that not Chip Kelly,
Andy Reid.
barf. Andy Reid is great with quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
He's a quarterback savant. He is just not a playoff savant. But he'll do something with Patrick Mahomes, but I feel like he's not the prodigal son he's being led to become.
Yeah. Then we get the
So you'll beat
Jets. We'll get the Jets
You'll
at
beat the Jets.
MetLife.
That's easy.
Rams at LA, or I'm sorry, at Denver.
Probably
I
going
would
to
probably go with Rams. Yeah. At Cardinals Stadium.
Sam Bradford. You'll break Sam Bradford.
Yeah.
That'll be the game he gets hurt. I'm calling it right now. That's the one where he's going to be out for the year.
Then at Arrowhead with the Chiefs, we'll probably lose that one.
I don't know. I think you'll sweep the Chiefs.
That'd be interesting. At Denver with the Texans, I think we beat Texans. Then at Chargers, I think we'll lose at Chargers. We'll win
Just because it's
at
so
home.
quiet, because nobody's going to go to that game.
Then in Denver for the Steelers. I don't know what the fuck is up with the Steelers.
I mean, the Steelers are just like in a holding pattern. They're like, we're just going to ride having the best wide receiver and best running back in football
Yeah.
with our rapist quarterback, and then just have like a solid defense. Not like a great, but like just a solid defense. And Mike Tomlin's going to do one thing that's cheating this year, and then they're going to get to like 10 wins.
We're gonna draw that game. We're gonna tie.
Oh, gross. I hate that there's ties in football. It's so un-American.
I don't know what we're gonna do.
It's so fundamentally un-American that you can tie in a sports event.
We'll beat Bengals at Paul Brown Stadium. I think we're gonna smash the Niners. I don't think the Niners are that good.
I don't know. I think Jimmy G is something special. And I forget who their coach is.
It's
but
Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan is really smart. And
Yeah, but
he's
I don't-
a great OC. And now he's got, I don't know, it would be interesting to have like the Bay Area, like them in LA with like young quarterbacks and young head coaches that are just like
That is
the
true.
future.
That is true.
And I feel like it could be. Like everybody's like, oh my god, they won like the last like 4 games of Jimmy G. Like that doesn't matter. Last 4 games, who gives a shit? All they did was give tape to other teams by doing that.
Yeah.
They should have tanked and gotten a better pick. Like just kept Jimmy G on the sidelines. But
Yeah.
he's got something. I think it'll be fun.
Then we're at home against the Browns. I don't think the Browns are going to be this good.
I think Baker Mayfield will be in, and he'll be just throwing more picks than touchdowns and getting crushed. Right in the post.
We'll beat the Raiders
Yeah,
at
easy.
Oakland.
Easy.
And then we'll beat Chargers at home. So I think we're like,
I honestly it's good. I think you and the Chargers are going to be.
I think
like,
we're going to be 1-1.
You're going to be like tied for the top essentially, and it's going to be like tiebreakers for y'all.
Yeah.
Because the Chargers, I don't know, they're good, man. I know you hate Rivers and you're not a fan of the Chargers, but
I'm not saying they're not good.
I think they're really good, and they have potential to be really good. Just like y'all are all potential this year.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of good things going in your way that could potentially be great for y'all.
So I think we're like 11-5, maybe 10.
I think 10-6 is like that's
maybe
like
more realistic.
that's what you'd want. Is just
Yeah.
like 10-6. You at least will be in contention to win the division and be like a top wild card slot. Because the AFC has dropped in how much you need to do to get into the wild card.
Yeah.
So if you're 10-6, you're guaranteed at least a wild card essentially.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty much just going to be whoever comes in second place in the AFC North, and then like whoever is the other team that's best in the AFC.
You're not wrong.
And by the second team, I mean like the Ravens. Because the Browns ain't going to be shit, even though everybody in the world is like betting on them for whatever reason. And the Bengals are the Bengals, so they'll Bengals it up. And I know Andy Dalton will continue to underperform, and AJ Green will just wither away in Cincinnati. So like I've been doing a lot of like fantasy podcasts, listening and doing research, and there's something that like AJ Green hasn't been like a top 10 wide receiver since like 2012 or something like that. I could be wrong, but it's been like a long time since he's been like an elite wide receiver.
Damn. Yeah, I saw a interesting like.
Which is sad because I like AJ Green.
Yeah, no, I saw an interesting top 5 like receivers in the league, and they said like, does AJ Green belong in the top 5? I don't think so. I think it's like
He's just doomed because of where he is.
Yeah.
If he was in a better situation with a better quarterback, he could easily be up there with your ODBs.
Mhm.
Not ODBs. ODJs. OBJs. Do you smell toast? I taste pennies. At first they went old dirty bastard.
Yeah.
I think it just said Oreos. And then
And that's where this ends. Yeah, that's where this ends. We're running out of battery.
These pennies.
Oh god, that's perfect ending to this.
That's very
Very trademark
Yeah,
of us.
that adds up. It's on brand.
Fucking trademark. Yeah, perfect.